Hey, thanks for joining me. Today I want to talk about the Finhawk by Cold Steel. This is their kind of take on a bushcraft style knife. Pretty standard configuration, Puukko style blade, Scandi grind. We're going to talk about the particulars a second here on the bench, but there's some really unique features about this handle. It's really a unique knife. And this will be one of my inflation busting videos because this is a very affordable knife too. So you can get these for around $29 on Amazon. So they're very affordable. And I think for that money you get a lot of good performance for this knife. So if you would, before we get started, please click on the like and subscribe buttons. And I'm an Amazon affiliate, and I do earn some money if you click on a link in my video or in the description and purchase a knife. So if you are looking to purchase one of these after seeing the video, please don't hesitate to use the link in the description of the video. Anyway, let's get started. We'll put it on the workbench and let you take a look at it. Okay, this is the Finhawk by Cold Steel. Now, a lot of people have been comparing this knife to the Mora Companion, but I think when we look at it, you'll see that they took some of their design cues from another company. But basics of this knife, it's bushcraft style knife. It's Scandi ground, so the angle on the blade goes all the way to the edge. There is no micro bevel or secondary bevel on it, so it's extremely sharp. It's a 4-inch blade. It's got a 4.5-inch handle. The overall length is 8.5 inches. The weight on this is 5.1 ounces, so it's pretty lightweight. The spine of the blade is 2.7 millimeters, so it kind of falls in between the Mora Companion regular or standard and the Mora Companion heavy duty. It kind of falls in between them. The sheath that this comes with is nicely made plastic polymer sheath. It's got many of the features you see on the Moras with the the hook here to snap it over your belt, the buttonhole thing. The only thing that I kind of have a trouble with on this sheath is it really snaps in there. I mean, once it's in there, there's no way it's coming out. But getting it out, I wish they had. The Mora sheath does have a little thumb shelf right here that allows you to put your thumb there and pull out the knife. This does not, and so getting it out is a bit of a thing. I'm sure it's going to loosen up over time, but brand new, it's almost a little hard to get out of the sheath. Now, as I mentioned, this knife is often compared to the Mora Companion, and in function, obviously they're quite similar. They're both Scandi grind. The Mora does have a bit of a drop at the point rather than a straight spine, and the handle design is dramatically different. And nothing wrong with the Mora Companion. It's a very popular knife, very nice knife to use. But when you look at the Marttiini Condor Timberjack, you start to see some design elements that you can see kind of where they got some of their ideas. The shape of the handle, the silhouette of the handle, very similar. And of course, they're both Puukko style blades with a straight spine, Scandi grind. This is a little broader, top to bottom, than the Marttiini. But you can start to see where some of the connective tissue is in between that Marttiini knife and the Finhawk. Now, this handle is really comfortable to use. It's polypropylene handle, overmolded with a really nicely textured rubber overmold. Super comfortable to use, very grippy. And you notice that there's some things here that are kind of, I don't think I've ever seen on a knife. So there's a depression right here. And if you look at it, the knife handle is a little thinner right here. And then it gets a little thicker, and then there's this depression, and then it swells back out here. And the idea behind this depression is that that's a place for the tips of your fingers to kind of dig into or rest. The knife is just very comfortable to use. In any position that I grab it, I don't find any kind of difficulty, no hot spots, no uncomfortableness at all. I think you could use this knife for long periods of time with complete comfort. And with that grippy texture, even if it's wet, this knife is just going to be easy to hang on to. Now, does it have a lanyard hole, which is kind of nice because the Companion doesn't have that. Neither does the Marttiini. So if you want to put a lanyard on it, that's there. There's a video on Cold Steel's website where Lynn Thompson, or Lynn C. Thompson, talks about their design of this knife and the handle in particular. And it's really worth watching if you want to get a perspective from the designer on what they did to design this knife. And they went to a lot of lengths to design a knife that not only was comfortable to use, but had good performance, but was affordable. So these knives right now on Amazon, they're like $29. You might find them, different prices, different places, but it's a very affordable knife. And this video, as you probably already saw in the title, is one of my inflation buster videos. This is definitely a knife that you can buy without breaking the bank, and I think it's going to give really good performance. The steel that the blade's made of is Krupp 4116, and they use that same steel on a number of their budget-friendly knives, and my experience with it is that it performs quite well. It seems to perform really just about as well as the stainless steel that's in the Mora knives, and I just don't have any complaint with the performance I've been getting from this knife. So if you're looking for something to use out in the woods for bushcraft, for outdoor use, camping, whatever, this is definitely one that's going to be a popular one to use. Now, I know it's been out for a little while. This is not something that just came out, but I think a lot of people overlook. If it's not a Mora, they tend to overlook it because it's it's not the most common thing that you see out there. Mora's done a great job of marketing their knives and promoting them in the outdoor space, and they're great knives. Nothing against Moras. I have more than a sane person probably ought to have, but I thought I would take a look at this Finhawk to just kind of see what Cold Steel's take on a bushcraft type knife is, and I think they did a great job. Once you put your hand on this, man, it's hard to say that Lynn Thompson got it wrong. This is very comfortable to use. Anyway, that's the Finhawk from Cold Steel. So there you have it, the Finhawk by Cold Steel. Like I say, very affordable. I think a really good performing knife, especially for that kind of money. It one I've really just enjoying using, and probably one of the most comfortable handled knives I think I've probably ever grabbed. Anyway, if you have any thoughts or comments, please don't hesitate to leave me a comment in the video. And as always, thanks for watching.